Yo guys, how's it going? So, as you've seen from the title of this video, a couple of days before the start of the league, my mentor, my master, Converse, posted this sort of like a build introduction, where he basically theorized that this particular Jiquani Whispers setup was the best and only somewhat viable Uber endgame caster setup that there is. There's only one issue with this POB there, and that it's about, I don't know, 20 mirrors or something, and it's totally unreproducible, or at least that's what I try to do. So basically, what I want to show you with this video is I have made a cheap-ass version of this POB, which I would now consider to be functional. By functional, I mean that it is capable of farming occasionally, like basically starter strategies in tier 16s, with no issue and somewhat quickly. So basically, now I consider this build viable in the sense that this is a character that can start farming somewhat effectively and thus is able to then accrue the resources to then improve itself and then eventually work all its way up to that multi-mirror POB. So I wanted to go over basically all the tech that I did in order to sort of basically, create a lower functioning version of it. But first, let me do a showcase. So currently, I'm doing where is it? Currently, I'm doing just some betrayal to sort of still level up, and then my main course has come from Voyage. So this is currently with about 15 divines invested, which is a lot to be able to just do random T16s. Of course, many other builds can do it on 1/10 of that budget, and to be honest, it's still not perfect. But this is a stacker, it's a scaler. We will eventually have like 2000 int or whatever. So as those scalers, it's kind of weak at the beginning. So unfortunately, this is the steep price we pay in order to have an endgame build. So as you can see, we can clear no problem. You will see the single target DPS. I've picked a map that is decent for Spark, because the boss arena is quite close. In fact, let us do the boss right now. Here's the betrayal, guys. Okay, I'll just get rid of it. Now, one nice thing about Spark is that you don't really have to aim, Now, don't judge my choices with the betrayal members. I have still no idea really how the mechanics works, but eventually you do leech. One is gone, the other is gone. Great. You can go to Warning Prison, and you're fine. Okay, let's do the boss now. And boss is gone. Okay, so I feel like I've demonstrated enough that the build is actually functional and is able to farm tier 16. So now let me go just to the Blood Aqueduct because I want to showcase the stuff in real time. So the main issue in downscaling the build is that as an ES stacker, as an energy shield stacker, our main source of defense is basically that we have a large life pool. And the number here, the specific number is very big. When the number is not very big, we really are made of paper. So what are we doing to fix it? So first of all, my flasks. These are very cheap. Now you can sort of get any of them for like 30 or 40 C or something like that, if you take some lower rolls on the effective courses. But basically this, the Rumi concoction, plus this one, plus the suffix on this flask, make it so that when we are fully stacked in combat, we have a decent amount of armor, like 62% reduction. So we are somewhat covered from physical reduction. And then what are we doing? So I've automated my Immortal Call use. We don't actually press it. We have it on a cast when damage taken support. So it's only active when we're taking heavy hits. During the rest of the time, we do have endurance charge, and this is because for the time being, we are deploying a classic Spectre personated Guardian setup. So I have every defensive support gem possible for them. So minion life and power, an elemental army. This is just to make it so they survive a bit. And we're using the Perfect Forest Warrior for cutting stack and a bit more mobility and damage. The Perfect Warlord for Endurance Charger Generation and Vitality. And now, as soon as this gem finishes leveling, I will add the Perfect Spirit of Fortune. Or actually, no, the lady that gives discipline, because the other piece of tech I've deployed, which is still not in effect, but is useful, is this particular Watcher's Eye. This is not expensive at all. You can find them for 2 divines on the market. In fact, let me look at here. Here's one, and then they're free. So the first guy comes, first served. This is actually really nice. So you might be wondering why this particular jewel, since we're not affected by neither zealotry or discipline, but we do get zealotry pretty much all the time from our mercenary. As it provides zealotry, and this works for us. Like I can show you in combat that we will proc Arcane Surge. Not sure if you can. Oh, you no. Wait, what is that ball? Oh, that's my super gem. Maybe I can find some more rares. Oh, here's one. Well, never mind. Trust me, you do proc it. And then, since the Spectre will give us discipline, we will also regain energy shield from it. This combined with I've added instant leech from here. This provides like somewhat of a decently defensive package, and then the Immortal Call will activate when we take heavy damage. So in order to save us from basically being shotgunned, which is the main issue from build that don't have much damage reduction. So overall, this is, as you can see, this is doable. As I said, this is roughly 15 divines of investment. I did level Spark all the way from 0. It's not as bad as you might imagine. You just need to, so instead of having 2 regular support gems, you will use Pierce and faster projectiles. Pierce is actually not that bad. It's because it has a 20% more damage multiplier, so it is still it does still add somewhat of a good damage multiplier. So you're only really losing one socket effectively. Maybe you could also find it on, you could run it on a 5-link setup on your gloves, or when you have projectile, so the influence gloves that are supported by level blah 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 faster projectiles. That could also work. So, just going over quickly over my gear. Basically, everything here is under 40-50C. These are just random energy shield and intelligence rolls everywhere. These fractures are extremely cheap because nobody wants a fractured energy shield. And then it's just an essence slap on top of it. The Whispers and Jiquani have now become almost free. I believe the Whispers is under, yeah, it's literally 10 chaos. Maybe an uncorrupted one would be slightly more expensive. Let me see, just out of curiosity. Corrupted, no. Yeah, 20C. So this is free basically, and yeah, Jiquani same is 100 chaos. So you get the main package of basically divine right now. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, isn't this an insane roll? Wait, I'm actually behind. Hold on. Wait, this is actually an insane roll. What the fuck? Yeah. Wait, what am I doing? It's just only got 2% less intelligence, but it's got more flat. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Okay, you didn't see anything. Okay, so the other Jiquanis that are on the market. Wait, actually, it's not so. Okay, interesting. No, it was a. Wait, I didn't buy a -1, right? No, +1. Well, that's kind of insane. How much int do I lose? Like 40. So it's 40 less int, but I get 2 more, like 1.5 more. Per 10 int, which is, yeah, it's even more flat than before. Okay, well, besides that, so yeah, all the other gear pieces sucks. Like, look at all these wasted affix. Like, maximum mana doesn't do anything. Stun duration enemies, we never stun anything. The increased fast effect is not nothing, but it's still pretty bad. The increased attributes could be 14 instead of 13. Um, um, the interior, the roll here is low. Accuracy rate is completely useless. Like, yeah, this is about 10 to 15 divines, mostly because we had to buy a bunch of cluster jewels here. And this was somewhat better, like especially this one is okay. There's mana, which is useless. And this is 3 divines, so this is the best one that I have, which is pretty good, like increased effect plus all good attributes. But yeah, you can set it up. You're immune to chaos, which is nice. There's also like I wish I had made like a living POB, because yeah, these nodes have to be taken out. Like there's so much stuff that can be improved here. But yeah, so basically my plan now is to upgrade this build. I will start substituting all of my pieces here for, I don't know, basically 3 to 5 divines ones. And then I will start optimizing the mercenary as well. He has okay-ish pieces, like beginner ones. These are all 20 C once again. But yeah, I will finish like optimizing this one, and then I will get the increase there of effects because I'm leaving a lot of like more multipliers on the table by not optimizing there. So yeah, basically this can be done. It does actually work. It is decent. Like it's not good. It's not good at all, to be fair. But also like starting Molten Cycle Designity is not good either. So you take the good with the bad, basically. Um, it, um, yeah, just going over my plans. Like next upgrades are gonna be probably switching the rings for some cogworks that I do craft myself. And then I've seen that the Light of Meaning with like the energy shield modifier has gone down to like 3 divines or so. Yeah, it should be about 12 divines. Let me check again. Yeah, 19 divines. Okay, so like once I've done all my 3 to 5 divine swaps, so this is the next big purchase, and then we restructure the center of this tree here to put the 3 jewels here, here, and here that amplify all the effects or whatever. And at that point, I believe we should be really good, and we can start farming like Simulacra or something. So yeah, basically the build is doable. You run Spectres, yeah, you run the Stone Golem for a bit of extra energy shield. Like if I take it out, I lose like 500 energy shield, so that's pretty good. Um, yeah, I will make an update as soon as I have a better version of this, and maybe we will showcase like a simulacrum run where I talk about the upgrades. So bye bye.